our work, to visit our website at www.cryoutradio.tv to understand our vision. If you like our objectives, download our application from the App Store or Play Store. Subscribe to our Cry Out Radio TV YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope to better enjoy our programming. And don't forget to like and share with friends and family. We consider that as your widow's mite to make this lofty dream truly materialize. We also want to seize this medium to give a stern warning to anyone who chooses to indulge in insults instead of debates. This will result in a lifetime ban from this platform. Cry Out is an independent initiative and is by no means influenced by the Federalist, Restorationist, or Loyalist agenda. Our programming and investigations will display no favoritism. I want to begin today's show by castigating the meeting of kidnappers, scammers, and opportunists in Maryland yesterday. The bottom line is that the people have been fooled for too long. These individuals must and should be relegated to the dustbin of history. On that note, Ndangubel Mba, welcome to today's show.
Thank you, Mr. Cryout. It's been a pleasure being with you on this very special day. And also, I'm happy to meet you and to show my gratitude, though in pain, and also with a lot of agony in me. I wish I could really appreciate you for a job well done, that you're trying to harmonize the terroric situation that we're having already on Ground Zero. My name's Dangobert Mba.
Yes.
I happen to come from the both.
Mr. Dangobel, I know for more than 4 months you've been trying to get on our platform, and I've explained to you I'm a very busy man, and you know, we've actually understood each other. Unlike some people that want to come on this platform and they think, you know, this is all I do, and the moment they can't have their way, they go out there to insult me, like one useless idiot in Hong Kong. What's that his name? I can't even remember his name. Daniel something, or they call him, there's this guy in Hong Kong, he comes on the show, he wanted to come on the show, and the next thing he was going to forums and telling people to insult me. Well, I'm sending a message to him. That was just something that I saw, and I said I will take care of it later on. He dared not try me because I will pay him a visit right there in Hong Kong where he lives. I used to live in that country 20-something years ago, so I know Hong Kong in my fingertips. Anyway, welcome on the show. As has been the norm on special guests, please tell our audience who is Bell. How and when did you get involved in the self-defense initiative in Southern Cameroon? Our understanding is that your credibility is a priceless asset. You've also called Ebenezer Akwanga your self-defense daddy. This is the same individual who has condoned kidnappings and even boldly sealed the Catholic Church in Muyenge. Go ahead, Mr. Bell.
Okay,
How then can
thank
you, how then, Mr. Bell, how then can you be credible after endorsing this petty criminal?
Firstly, I'm going to talk about a little bit about this. Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga happens to be the first Southern Cameroonian that talks about self-defense. If you want to talk the reality in Ambazonia independent. In time memorial, there is no single Ambazonia that will say he or she begin or start preaching about self-defense. I got my doctrine, I got my education from Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga when he happened to visit us. He came and he said, if really we need independent. If we really we're talking about independent, the only way we can get independent is start protecting our babies, our grandmothers, and also our wives. So I picked this, and I believe in what this man said. That was since 2016. I believe in what he said. I tried to reach out to one or two persons. They say, oh no, that's some kind of weird. But they didn't believe. But today, what he said is exactly what is happening. It means he have seen what many Amazonians didn't see. So that's why I call him daddy, because he saw that dream. So coming to talk about this other aspect of it, I can't really say anything about it, because this has to be proven guilty or beyond doubt before for me to do that. But I got my doctrines of self-defense from Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga. That's why I call him daddy, because through his doctrine, I am able to preserve lots and thousands of lives on ground zero to protect themselves.
Mr. Bell, do you know what it means by confession? There is nothing as proving him guilty when he confessed to the things that he has done. This is a man that I would say, yeah, he gave you the doctrine for self-defense, which is a good doctrine for people to defend their territory, their family, their relatives. But I don't know if you inherited the doctrine of kidnapping too, because I have a lot of questions for you. You know, this is a hot seat when you come on Cry Out. He acknowledged and even sealed the church, collected ransoms, and, you know, he runs his mouth. So I don't know if this is part of the doctrine that you also collected from or got from this petite thief, this individual, Ebenezer Akwanga. I personally call him Evans, the kidnapper, one famous kidnapper in Nigeria.
Sorry, talking about the kidnapping and also talking about some kind of ransom taking. This is not part of the doctrine I give to the boys on GZ. It is rather you have the contacts of some of the fighters on GZ that are under my keeping. They will tell you that I don't condone kidnapping, extortion, and also any kind of barbaric plan on GZ. And if my mentor or my daddy in the revolution found himself in this, he should be the one to explain or to say why he found himself in these circumstances. But I will not condone with any fighters that I have given them the doctrine to protect themselves to indulge into this act. And if any of these soldiers do this, then he should be able to carry the responsibility of his or her own activities during war. Thank you.
Well, yeah, Bell, I can give you a plus on that, yes, because I've talked to most of the fighters under your command, and the good thing is most of them that did certain things, they've confessed to me, and they acknowledged they did not really know some of those things were wrong, and even if they did know some of those things were wrong, they've tried to do some kind of repairs, like going back, and I will come to that, because one of your most high-ranking soldier, I talk to him constantly. There are things he has confessed to me that I promised I will not put on air, because you know, to err is human, to forgive is divine. This guy, he had no reason to be honest with me, and he was very honest and frank and gave me his reasons why. And I'm very sure he's watching right now. Now, let's understand why you and how you decided to come into this until you have all these soldiers that are loyal to you. What happened? How did it turn around?
It's a very sad moment. I really sometimes I refuse to visit this history, because it makes me every time not to go to bed. I feel like I should give it up. Yeah, this is 3 years ago. This revolution was a peaceful demonstration. We the Southern Cameroonians engulf ourselves and hold peace plan. Some of us we hold leaves, which means it cannot even hurt the president. A demonstration that was planned to talk about peaceful governance, a way forward for the people of Southern Cameroon to live. But you couldn't believe that on this particular demonstration that existed in Southern Cameroon, the government, the soldiers loyal to the government of Paul B.R.B. Bondo. In retaliation to it, most people were killed, close to in between 200 and 300 persons were killed, and some were even shot on the private part. And sometimes, had it been, I didn't encourage some of these people that went out for a peaceful demonstration with leaves and crying out for a reform of the constitution, and also to look for a better living of the people. These people would have lived today. So the street of Kwakwa, Kumba, Ekombe, Bole, Banga Makundu, Bombe, Konye was soaked with blood of innocent civilians. And not even to even mention the worst is that you found dead body of toddlers, like young babies of about 1 year old, 2, 3. You cannot imagine. So when you have to visit all this situation, then I have to I was so confused. Then I have to educate the people and say, look at what has happened. Now you need to protect your baby. You need to protect your grandmom. You need to protect everybody. I want to tell you a very good story. I happen to be an indigent of Aqua. That's where I was born and bred. I had my nursery primary education in that place. And I was brought up by my grandmother. And you will not believe that during this protest, my grandmother is close to in her 90 years of age. So she couldn't even work. She stayed at home. Then what happened that you will not even believe is that the military get into the homes that I was brought up. I ate the same food of this woman. And they burned down this house and burned down this old 90-something grandmother in her building. And like what? After which, you could not imagine that the whole of my village, Papa was erased and nobody was saying anything, and it was like a feast in Yaoundé.
Bill, are you saying that, if I understand you very well, are you saying that your grandmother and the home where you grew up was burned in Kwakwa?
It's completely shattered. The remains were even on social media. Everybody was crying for this disease. You could not even believe it.
What's your grandmother's name? Is that Mami Api? Was that your grandmother?
Mami Api, the mother of Kwakwa.
That was your grandmother?
That's my grandma. I'm going to surprise you.
Okay.
You could not believe that Uncle Celeste, who happens to be like somebody that could not even say a word, somebody that could not even do, he could not even hurt a fly. 2 weeks ago, after losing Mama, he was in riding his Okada. This is somebody that have lived in the Okada business for all his life. He was riding his Okada, and the government forces of loyal to Kabia shoot Celeste, and the population shouted that this is somebody that we know. He cannot even hurt a fly. The government now realized that they have get the wrong target. They took this guy, run to the hospital. They did not even put him in the hospital. They throw him at the gate of the hospital. Then
so
he could not even work in that time before the doctor or the nurse could rush to him. Celestine died just like that.
So it means that was a turnaround for you when they burnt your family home and they burnt your grandmother, the famous Mami Api. And that is when you decided, well, it's time to join in, and you started putting your boys together, the boys that are loyal to you. Am I correct?
That was the stroke that broke the previous back.
Okay, so what did you do? How did you organize these guys, and how did they get to... I know at one point in time you had given me this explanation, but I want the world to understand how you got to that point where you were able to get them some weapons for them to start defending their territory. And you see, I want the world to understand. I want the people in Yaoundé to understand what they have done, the pain they have caused to some people, and the reasons why this fighting is not going to stop anytime soon. Can you explain?
Yeah, good. I met some of them, and then I told them, ask them a very simple question.
Some of these guys, from what I understand, you grew up with them. So that is your area. So some of them are your childhood friends.
Perfect.
Yeah, this is also a message to those people that are trying to divide you and them. They should understand that you grew up with these guys. These are people that they know you. That's why they are very loyal to you. Because I understand you have the person that is, they call him what? Chairman of Meme, that has been trying to divide you and your soldiers. I understand that. And that is the reason why you're having issues with the interim government. But I'm coming to that. So tell us how you got to that point where you were able to get them, secure them some weapons.
I told them, when I first said they used to look at the casualties. We don't have a village anymore. Most of our brothers and sisters, grandma, all of them, they died carelessly. It is time you either protect yourself to live and protect the little ones that we have, or you live and allow yourself vulnerable for the La Republic to do. One of the questions that somebody asked me, that was Ebobi of blessed memory. Ebobi said, Bear, I'll say it in pidgin, as he said, quote is read. You know, Siam say these people them get all kind material where they feel kiwi. Me, I no go feed that. Better wrong go me Nigeria. Or wrong go with you my country as you did. I tell you, say one thing you need to is that he also said, but look, me, I be very young, bro. I know if you do that kind of thing. I just look at him and I said, Ebobe, let me tell you, if you are not young to be a victim of crisis, if you are not too young to be a soldier, then you are not young to be part of a peaceful solution. I want to tell you something. If you have the same passion as I do, if you have the same energy as I do, then join me. Let's be part of a peaceful change than being an observer. One thing you need to know is that if you refuse to join me, let's protect our young baby, protect our baby boom grandparents, and also those disabled ones that cannot even do anything. Just know that the government will come again, they will kill them, then come and kill you. So in order to do this, okay, now I want to ask you, where is your home? They don't born now. Where is your friend McGuire? They shoot him. When I started asking all of this, then he said, you're right. So when we started this, there were 7 of us. 7. We had Ebobe, we had Spirito, we had Divine, we had Ometo, we have Black Jesus, and we have Cocaine. How many? 7. And how did we begin this? We started it with a broom, a cutlass, a fork, a knife.
So Black Jesus was among the 7 people?
Yes, Black Jesus was among.
Okay, go ahead.
And I told them, listen, this that you have, you're going to use it to protect yourself from any danger. So the first weapon that they had was when they left Combona Mission after the meeting with Lake, because they had to have a discussion with Lake of blessed memory. When they were going back on their Okada, they get at Combona Town. Combona Town is a village close to Kwakwa. When they get at Combona Town, the military people at Combona Town got them, asked them to come down. I was asking them to pay money. They are not transport, they are not doing public transport, but they had their personal Okada that they had a meeting to discuss about how they can protect themselves. And on their way going back home, that's when the military got them. Then with the agony of what happened, of the people that they have lost, so they decided to revolt now against this gendarme at Combona. Then after revolting against this gendarme, the gendarme fired, remove his Renault and shoot this Black Jesus on his leg. So the angry population had to do a mob action and kill the gendarme on the spot and took that weapon away. That was how they got their first weapon.
Okay, thank you.
And when they called me, I told them that had it been you didn't do that, he would have used the remaining granite and killed all of you people. So that's self-defense. You're protecting yourself to live.
That's the genesis of how they all got into this.
That's how they all got into this.
All right. Now, my next question to you is this. Having worked with the IG through the ASC, tell our listeners what you think about my trip to Buea. Pastor Sako Samuel Ikomi, Pastor John Egiawan, Chris Anu. We are well aware of their mafia-like tendencies, so be careful how you respond to this question.
Sorry, I cannot get you clearly. I don't know if what's happening.
Can you hear me now?
Come again.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, I'm saying
Yeah,
that having been part of the ASC, I want you to explain to us about the My Trip to Buea. That was, you know, a song here about how you've worked with John Egiawan, Pastor Sako, Chris Anu, and what can you tell the people to understand? This is the thing. There are some people that are diehard. They so love that interim government that they don't see any mistake. So being one of them, being one of the people that joined this interim government and the ASC, what can you tell the people and what do you think that the people should know? You have been, you know, bottling up for a long time. You've kept this thing for a very long time. So break it down.
Before I visit my trip to Buea, I would like to drag you back to one international contribution that Ambazonian, cross-section of Ambazonian did before my trip to Buea. First, I would like to take you back to DOD. DOD was one of the second ever contributed amount of money that the people of Ambazonian ever did during this struggle after my trip to Buea. When we contributed DOD, I paid 500. When we contributed DOD, at this time, I already have boys that were ready to give their life on the line, on ground zero, to defend motherland and to protect young babies. I don't know what happened with DOD. Those that concerned, they can explain what they did with Ambazonian money, because with the boys that I have, they didn't receive 1 franc from DOD. I mean, 1 franc.
That's from DOD.
That errand came and passed. And you can see, you know, when a thief wants to thief and he realizes that you have discovered the way he does, he's going to come up with another means so that you will be able to forget about what the past day. So my trip to Buea came to surface with a lot of sweet words, but Ambazonians were so stupid and foolish that they could not even revisit.
Do you mean that you were among those that were stupid to believe in my trip to Buea?
Of course, I was among, and I'm going to tell you how stupid but I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a very nice story.
Yes.
They refused to give us the audit of DOD till today. Now everybody is focusing on my trip to Buea. Okay, when my trip to Buea came, Dr. Sako visited us. I was the one who asked him this question. I told Dr. Sako, I said, sir, how can you guarantee us?
Wait, you said Dr. Sako visited you people where? In your...
In Zoom.
All right,
Zoom
you
call,
need to clarify it because Sako has not gone anywhere. So when you say visit, people would think that he traveled.
I said visit should be in Zoom call.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
I was the one that asked Dr. Sako this question. I said, sir, with due respect, how can you promise, or how can you guarantee Ambazonia that the failure, or let me say the failure and success of DOD will not resurface itself in my trip to Buea? He gave it in 2 lines. He said he doesn't want to talk about my DOD because it's a sham, was a scam. The money went down the drain. So he now gave the dog a bad name because he wants to kill the dog.
Yes.
Okay. Now, and he said, he make it very, very clear. He said that we cannot compare my trip to Buea with DOD because my trip to Buea is entirely on those people that concerned with my trip to Ambazonian Self-Defense Council, ASC.
Yes.
They are the one responsible for my Chutuboya. And ASC is made of well-trained military personnel, so they know all the logistics and everything. So we should entrust them. And if we give this money to him, he's going to give Ambazuna in the next 3 months.
So in PG, now for the way you form Mugu.
Words.
Now for the way you form Mugu, eh?
I still didn't fall the Mugu, because even in the society that we belong, I was almost the last person to pay my money. I told them that I don't believe in fancy speeches, because we should be able to differentiate between reality and the facts. I mean, reality and maybe some kind of casual, some kind of friction.
Yes.
But you know, my father always said, when you are in a family of 10, 7 people or 8 people are saying that this is blue, but you can see that it's white. For peace to reign, accept that it is white. So that's why I had to pay my trip to Boya. So when I paid my trip to Boya at this time, remember that late January 2018, the IG said, those that have link, those that have farmers on GZ, they should hand these farmers to the IG. They want to do effective training, so the effective training and the management of the farmers, so that they can control things on GZ through the ASC. It took me 2 months to agree to this. And one of the reasons why I refused to agree to this was, one, they wanted the names and numbers of farmers. I said, we are fighting a guerrilla warfare, and we cannot be giving identity informations, vital informations of farmers on the internet.
A quick question here. Which of the individuals asked for those names? Because we all know who that person might be.
Of course, it's John Egawan.
Okay, go ahead.
So with all the pressure I had with the community that I belong into, some were saying that I want to create some kind of militia. I also want to be the president. I also want to do this. I also want to be a warlord. This, that. I said, okay, it's okay. And at this time, we hadn't, Ebobe was still alive. He's still in perfect peace. Most of them were still alive. I called them. I said, from now, I am going to take other responsibility in the struggle. Thank God I am able to give to you the knowledge of self-defense. You people have to take order and command from this person. I handed them to one other comrade that I would not like to call his name, because there are people in this revolution that refuse to put their face on the line. But they want to have power. They stay behind camera. So I gave the information, and I gave the contact to him. He gave close to about 1,800 foot soldiers under my keeping to the ASC. So the ASC did the registering and everything. You will not believe that since they started managing
names of the soldiers to the ASC.
Provide the names and all the info. He provided what they demand.
Okay.
Their demand were given.
Okay.
So after that, I have taken off my hands, and I was more concerned on the internal displaced people. If the people of Kwakwa now will be watching live, they will tell, some of them will even tell you, will testify. I was more concerned on this. Not only in Kwakwa, around Bonge area.
Yes.
Also go to Konye. Now, I was concerned to see how I can better manage this situation by giving them clothes, food items. So it took like about 5 months. That should be in May 2018. I'm having calls. General Divine will call me. General Spirito will call me. By the time Spirito was not a general. Godi, Deco, all of them, they will be calling me that since you send us to this guy, we are not even able to have one stick. We should not even one eye granite, country granite, which is maybe on ground zero is just about 500 francs. These people have not given them one eye granite. I was like, what? with the money we have contributed, and I have paid the money. Not as if maybe I didn't pay. I went into my feedback and I said, all of you guys should change your number. No more communication with anybody, be it ASC or IG or whatsoever. That was exactly what they did.
So that's how you got
Their number.
your soldiers back.
Yes. So at this time now, they have gotten into and they have given them a lot of criminal sense. They were not as I knew them before.
Yes.
They have changed completely. Some of the activities were quite unbearable. I was not happy. So I get in now, asked them to change the contact. Then I told Divine, I said, Divine, you cannot start something with this person and you're fighting with him. This is what now the population, remember, initially we were 7. Now we are having close to 2,000 fighters. You cannot lead all of these 2,000 fighters. We have to split it. So how are you going to split it? You're going to put a general in Fako. You're going to put a general in Dian. You're going to put a general, about 3 or 4 general in Meme, because most of the boys were in Meme. Now, how do we put it? In Kumba. It's a very nice story. I want you to put this story on record. I asked Divine to put General Deco. Let him be in Kumba, to be in charge in Kumba. I asked Divine to put General Elvis.
Is Deco still in charge of Kumba?
Okay. Coming to talk about that of Deco, there was a time that Deco was involved in some kind of dirty stuff that I didn't fulfill this because I was so mad. I ordered for his arrest that you cannot be a self-defense, you're for self-defense to protect yourself, and at the same time, you're causing pain on the people. Your excesses have gotten to me, I cannot take it anymore. So I asked that they should arrest him and question him, and if he's found guilty, he should be stripped off the post of a general and be a civilian or a common soldier. So out of this, maybe you saw a letter that General Divine wrote that Deco, anybody that finds Deco dead or alive, he should bring Deco to him.
Yes, I saw that.
You saw the letter, good. So when this letter got to me, I said, Divine, this was not what I told you to do. I said, arrest him and nothing should happen to him. He should be brought for questioning. So I have to ban that letter from Deco. After I ban that letter, then I have to ask Divine to call Deco now for peace and reconciliation. So Divine had to call Deco and Ekeku. They came for this peace and reconciliation. That should be in early November last year.
Anyway, go ahead with what happened. I'll come back to Kumba later.
Okay, so what happened is they put Deco should be general in Kumba and stop at Ekombe. Then from Ekombe, going to Bua, we have General Elvis of blessed memory that was killed by an ASC fighter also. We have General Ekeku to be that of Dian. The reason why I asked Divine to put Ekeku, because normally it was not Elvis it was not Ekeku who was supposed to be the general at that place. The person who was supposed to take the place of Lake, it is General, no, it is Police. You've talked with him one time.
Yes.
He's in Ground Zero. He was the one because he was next to Lake at that time. But at that time, when I asked him to be the general, he said, boss, I'm sorry, I cannot be the general. I want to be a normal soldier under Divine. Yes. He refused. So I said, okay, put Ekeku. So Ekeku now succeed Lake. Then later, Spirito should be the general from the whole of that area. I'm not going to call the location for some reasons.
Yes.
And also, Divine, Pastor Daniel should be the general for Fako of blessed memory.
Yes.
Now I'm going to tell you what happened in Fako, because you will now see the reason why these boys are fighting among themselves.
Yes.
What I'm telling you is here. I have them here on hard copy, because I know there will be a time that you will need this evidence.
I remember I told you I'm gathering all the evidence, and I remember certain things that you did. That is one reason why you are on Cry Out today, because you've proved to me that you are doing your best. Go ahead.
I told Daniel, I said, Daniel, you're going to teach the people how to protect themselves. Be in FACO and teach them how they can take the local population and run away from La Republic invasion when they will come to kill them. And also teach them how they can cut some branches or cut some sticks to protect themselves. So Daniel went to FACO. John Egawan, at that time, that was in May. I have it. As I'm talking to you, I have everything here. I can even screenshot them and send to you. John Egawan met me and said, the person you put for general in FACO, he should not be the general in FACO. There is somebody in FACO that is supposed to be the general for FACO because he has been in FACO. He's a son, a born and bred child in FACO. Daniel is from Fue Bakudu. I ignored it. I didn't listen to what he said. Then there was a time Daniel told me that he was fixing this because most of the rifles they use is country gun. Yeah. He said he was fixing this country gun. Then the cartridge came out from the country gun and hit the head. Then the gravel hit the spears. An area somewhere around the soldier's eye. Then this soldier was complaining. This soldier was complaining that, oh, this is what has happened. This is what has happened to John Egawan. Because at that time, these children, when you become a soldier, if you have maybe a brother or that is abroad, you started making him to make you be a leader. So when this person started complaining, John Egawan told me that Daniel has made a mistake. Yeah, he didn't do it intentionally, but he refused to say sorry to this soldier, so he should be removed from FACO and sent to other places. There's a person in FACO that should be the general. I asked John Egawan, you're bringing tribalistic in this thing. We are not fighting for tribal issues. We are fighting for a recognition for our state role as a people of existence. I don't understand why you're saying this. And I realized that it started making Daniel to start having problems with those fighters in FACO. I called Daniel and said, Daniel, if really you're a restoration fighter and you're fighting to protect the toddler, the baby booming age, and your wives and sisters and everybody on ground zero, take the boys you have and go to Ikata. Stay there. Be there. Don't go anywhere. He said, no. I said, listen, I'm not going to say this to you 2 times. He will fight and run away, fight to live another day. That's how Daniel left and went to Ikata. And when he went to Ikata, he started having another problem again, because that is not his hometown, according to people that come up with county by county. That is not his hometown. He's not a child from that locality. He was fighting. He still reported the issue to me. I said, Daniel, live where you are. Go to Bai. That is my alma mater. That is my home. Let me see who will remove you from Bai. So you see how I've been migrating this boy because of county by county.
Yes.
I migrated him now and kept him in Bai.
May his soul rest in peace. May his soul rest in peace. I want to ask you a question. Being part of ASC, how much money can you say you've received from ASC? How much money can you say you've received from ASC?
I want to correct this impression, Mr. Cryout. The money, well, if you say I have received, it means my boys on Jesus have received.
Yes.
No money come to me.
Okay.
The boys on Jesus, that was after we have made this structure, we have put the generals in place now to begin work. That was in June, in May. Now in June, we planned a heavy battle, the battle in Minyenge.
Yes.
So this battle, we in the council, we decided to do this behind cameras. Everything we have been doing is behind cameras, and we didn't want anybody to know.
Yes.
We contributed our money. We told the boys that, listen, we are ready to support you in as much as you people. I, for one, I cannot hold me country gun. I'm afraid of country gun. Yes. But you have the heart to hold the country gun to protect your babies. I'm going to give you the support that I have. This is my own way of supporting and to support the struggle. So we in the council, I am the head of the council. We contributed money and we gave to them. They bought the materials and they were planning now to go and send the La Republic soldiers that they had already planted their base in Menyenge. So this battle was headed by two major generals, General Divine and General of blessed memory. See, I'm forgetting his name now. Daniel.
Yes.
Okay, before this, 3 days before time, I told John Egawan, I said, the rain that is going to fall, even the rain after the burning of Kwakwa has never fallen. In any place in Amazon has never fallen. You will see the result. He said, if what you're saying is true, then we're going to give you $5,000. That was the first money we received from my tutor. After the job, we had a lot of casualties and we lost one soldier on that day. And the animations that we used, thank God, this was a joint task between the ADF. General Ivo sent some boys and materials on that issue, on that battle, and also Opopo joined those boys on that battle. Because why I say Opopo joined, Opopo didn't go for the battle. Opopo gave his base and provide feeding and also some kind of logistic. But the people that we prepared for the battle went there and did the job, and with the help of the General Ivo at that time. So after we did the job, we tried to push them away from our land. That you people should leave. When we pushed them away from our land, the IG in response, that was on Friday. I have the receipt. He sent $2,000. General Divine called me and said, I have received $2,000 from somebody. He said it's from America. I said, what? Those people said they will give you $5,000. Why $2,000? Why are they lying? Who are they deceiving? That was on Friday. I was so mad. I said, Divine, now as I'm telling you, send that money back to the sender. Look, the sender's name is there. Send it back to him. Tell him you don't. He said, okay. He called the person who went and picked the money, and the person did that. On Saturday, I didn't have the call. I had a call on Sunday. I said, you people should be ashamed. You will not said you want to give what they did. Can $5,000 even you know how much we gave? We gave $4 million. $4 million is how much? Close to $9,000. So you move $5,000 from my to Boyada. We pay the money, not your money. And you're giving $2,000. So out of shame, they went and added $3,000 in that money, make it $5,000, and said that was on Monday. So when they sent the money or they sent the receipt to me, I saw it. I said, okay, thank you for fulfilling the other part of the bargain. I said, Divine, they have sent the money. I sent the screenshot to him, the receipt.
Yes.
Then he called the person and collected the money. That was the first money we had. Now, that was in June. In August, they sent another $2,000.
That's 7,000.
That's 7,000. And this morning, I didn't give Divine contact because they have given Divine 5,000. I have to give another general. I gave General Spirito contact. So General Spirito called me that he has received about 100 something thousand francs. I said, yes, that's the money. It's $2,000 that he sent. So now in they said money for feeding, that should be in October. That should be October. So the money for feeding now came. No, that money they sent first was $1,000, not $2,000. Then the money for feeding now came was $2,000.
So that's $8,000 now.
Yeah, the money for feeding now came, that was $2,000. And at the ASC, that was in October. That same time, I'm going to tell you something. You should see how a government is so corrupt.
Hold on. How much did Spirito receive? Is it 1,100,000, which is $2,000?
Spirito received 500,000 francs because we at the council, we also sent him 500,000 francs. At that time, I lost my brother in the battle in Menyenge. My brother was shot.
Okay.
My name, Mba Nevi.
Mba who?
So I told the council that.
Mba who?
Mba Nevi. My name is Mba.
Yes.
His own name is my brother, my elder brother.
Okay.
I told the council member that it's a bad day for me. I have lost my brother. Please, let's see what we can do. At least we should cry him. They said if we started crying, so that the council member they said I'm becoming so emotional, I'm not following the cause. Okay, I said now let's even contribute the money and help the family that he left behind. At least they should buy some bag rice and some stuff and keep to comfort her. So the council gave 500,000 to Spirito, and the ASC also sent the 1,000 to the vice chair of the ASC.
Yes.
So now in October, the month of October, they said they should give feeding money. And this feeding money, listen to how this feeding money came about. This feeding money actually, they discussed that all the brigade commander should have $2,000. They gave my own $2,000. I take that $2,000, I split it into two. I gave General Evi's own contact, and I also gave General Abokidu of Konye. General Abokidu of Konye. So this is how this money was split. Then about 6 hours later, I had a joint call from Kalesh. That happened to be one of the financial world. He called me and said, they have decided, I don't know, I said, who? He said, they have decided to give me $2,000. I asked him, the ASC have decided that all the commanders should have $2,000. They have already given me my own money. This one that you're coming to give me is which money? I don't know which money, this one that you're talking about. He said, no, this is what they have decided to do. I said, but the money should have a letterhead so that I should be able to write it. I know I have to give an accountability to everything that I'm doing. He told me that, let me just receive the money. This is what they have decided. I said, okay, wait, I'm going to link you the person on Jesus that will receive the money. So now, General Deco and General Godi have not received money from my tutor. So this is how I split it. 500 for both of them. So they sent, after sending this money, I thought he's going. He now said he has a complaint that he wants to tell me. I said, what is the complaint? He said, there is one guy here with us, they call him Capo Daniel. He said he has disturbed the AIP, had an appointment to go and meet the UN, and he went and disturbed the issue, and that. I said, oh, really? But why would Daniel do that? Do you have the evidence of this? He said, yes, he had the evidence. That, let me wait. He's going to add the AIP into that call so that we can discuss it. The AIP will bring all the evidence. After I said, but let it not be that this money you're giving me is a bribe, so that my judgment should favor you.
Yes.
I want to see all evidence. When he brought the evidence, and I told him with the AIP, I said, but these are not credible evidence that you have.
She brought in Sako on the call.
Yes. I said, these evidence are not credible evidence. Because this video, we have all seen it. It's just like I pick a phone, an Android phone, and I'm saying, this have to stop. So how would the UN follow this video to stop you not to go to the UN? Okay, so I'm going to respect you as my AIP. I will call Capo Daniel to order. And immediately to show you how, and I told him that it should not be in record that you gave this money to pave the way. Because that's some kind of, you will not come to complain something to me and you're sending money. It means it's bribing.
So
I will not tolerate this.
So I want to understand this. That amount they gave you, did they give it to all the other members of the ASC that have soldiers? Or okay, so that was
no. I asked the ASC.
So they were trying to corrupt you in the decision you're going to make to favor them, so you can look for a way to get this Capo guy. That's a useless guy that actually went. I was saying that they should come and condemn Cry Out TV because I did not bring him for an interview. Go ahead.
What happened is that because one thing I do is I know these people, they are not sincere with their words. Yes. That's the truth. And I don't receive any phone call from them without having a second or third party to be a testifier of it in the future. Even with the conversation I had, I did that and I had the record here.
So how did you solve that situation that they gave you $2,000 for?
Yes, I went and met the council, the sort of Ambazonian council. I told them, and the one person from the council also was part of this. And I said, this is exactly what happened. But we have to be fair because we cannot be fighting for a free and fair nation and we are mixing some kind of dirty games in it. We are going to invite Kapo and respect his complaint and see into it if Kapo is guilty or not. If he's guilty, and we're going to correct him from here, from this angle. We invited Kapo Dane and we said, Kapo Dane, why would you do this? Kapo Dane explained everything. And from the meeting that we had, actually, Kapo Dane didn't have any fault. That's the truth, because there was no tangible thing that you can bring it. But now, for courtesy's sake, and for the fact that we are recognizing AIP as the president of Ambazonian people, we told him that you shouldn't have. If you had this as a fact, you would have kept it somewhere, and if it fails, you bring it to the people of Ambazonia, then they will believe you. But now, you bring it beforehand, he's going to capitalize that you are the cause of the failure. And maybe he has used some money to do this, that in the name of diplomatic mission. So you're giving ways or room for him to take more money from the people's money. This is what we told Kapo Dane. And we said, now for that reason, you're going to tender an apology letter to him. What he told us is that he cannot, I repeat that next word, he cannot and he will not tender any apology letter to AIP. When people were talking, I just observed. Then I came and said, Daniel, I don't want to go into the rhetorics of this. And I'm not going to be too tolerant. I'm not going to be too dictatorial in my words. 10 people out of 11 are saying that what you did is good, but you would have waited. But now it's wrong. They are not fools. Follow them. Send a letter of apology so that it should be that we have visited this issue and we have solved it. Kapo Dane still insists that he will not. But about 2 hours later, we went into his Facebook profile. He wrote it. I even screenshot and sent it to Kalesh and the AIP. I said, you can see. He wrote it that if maybe his action have hurt Ambazonian, he is sorry for the action that he did. But what he said is the truth and nothing but the truth. The AIP just deceived Ambazonian and want to make away with our money. That was what it is still there on his wall.
Okay, so now you've explained that in total, because I think we are already, I wanted this to be just an hour. In total, how much did you receive from my trip to Buea, or how much have you received from the so-called interim government?
$9,000 without any AK-47, without any even country granite, without even agri granite.
How much?
So $9,000, making 4.5 million.
Wow.
And this money, it didn't come like maybe we gave you, they gave the boys the money and they gave them maybe AK-47 or they gave them granite, because the granite and the little materials that the boys were having to defend themselves are from the council.
Okay. Now, let me move to the next question. In your own words, your boys on Ground Zero have asked to join the ADF because they are better armed. Well, the ADF's huge arsenal did not stop the loyalist army from marching in Dadi after Ayaba PR move. They could not even protect their top general, Ivumba. You personally know I was always in communication with General Ivo. You are one of those people that know I was in communication. I remember there was a time when he was not responding to your calls and you asked me if I could tell him to talk to you, and I think he did. Now, this is the thing. So what guarantee do you have that your boys will not meet the same ending? Why would your boys want to join ADF, which has no fighting force in the Southwest anymore? They don't have any fighting force in the Southwest anymore. Why would your boys want to join the ADF? Please summarize, because I don't, like I said, I told you we were going to do this for an hour, but I really wanted you to break down what the explanations that you're giving. Tell us.
Yeah, this particular question.
And also, I don't want to cut you short. You know, you will be thinking that they will be trying to join Sokadev, who are closer. Is it because the Sokadev camp under Opopo is full of drugs and is determined to never share territory, or is it because Sokadev is negligible compared to the ADF?
Okay, this is a very, very important question. You give me 2 minutes. I'll try to summarize the question, the answer to you.
Thank you.
The demand for the Sword of Ambazonan to join the ADF is not from me. I want to remind you to understand that I was even part of the ASC. It was my own personal initiative. The council refused. The boys didn't want it because they said they've been having promises from the ASC and the IG. They haven't received even one AK from them. It was my own personal push that I went into the ASC. I told John Egiawan and the chairman of the ASC that ASC should be only those that have farmers on GZ and no other political appointment or recognition because of this, that. And sincerely, since I was there, I've been mounting pressure for them to bring all other people that have farmers on GZ. Let's form an Ambazonan forum of people that have this so that we can crucify the world from this end. So I have to rush from that. Now, coming to your question now, these boys on Jesus said they have had a lot of failures from the ASC and the IG. They haven't given them anything, and we are trying our best. They will not deny. But now they have visited some camps in ADF. They realize that ADF have more than what they have. So if they can partner with ADF, is good. They are forcing me that they have once had this meeting with ADF. And you can remember there was a time Ivo was almost having frequent meetings with them and interrelating. I even told her how Ivo joined them to fight the Minyenge. I told her even after the attack Divine. Divine went to meet Ivo from Ivo. You could remember, you know when Divine had that attack in Marumba, he didn't have anything. He went to Ivo camp and took the materials. Ivo gave me a video call. I saw them. Ivo was saying that he didn't want Divine to go, but Divine is going to stay. And he gave Divine materials, enough materials. Divine went back to his base. So it is because of this reason that they thought and they believe that if ADF could give them what they were giving when they didn't have the collaboration with ADF, and if they can have a written collaboration now with ADF, ADF will give them more better. So this is the reasons why
I get the ideology. But then ADF used to be in the southwest, but they are no more in the southwest. They've moved all their forces.
Yeah.
They are no more. The last contingent of their forces was Ivo, and they've moved everybody. So how is that going to happen? Are they going to send some of your soldiers to the northern zone, and are they going to send some soldiers down to your area?
This particular one
Have
actually...
you already signed a memorandum of understanding with the ADF, or are you still working on that? Is it a working...
Yeah, it's in the work in progress. Discussions are ongoing.
Okay.
And we also want to see the short and long run of these circumstances so that we don't land ourselves like what we did in the former mistake that we did. So we are still working on that. And if Ambazonan listening to you, we are begging them to give us a few hours, time or days for an official statement from the Sword of Ambazonan about our current status. Thank you.
Okay, now coming to that, right? We heard there is a lot of talk about the Geneva Convention from the ADF and the Sokadev criminal Kwanga. ADF captured and allegedly killed Animbom Aaron Akiambom. Sokadev captured and tortured Father Jude and his team and took ransom. How do you avoid being caught in this web of war crimes? Talking to you, see, I might be good now, but believe me or not, I've told you several times, the day I realize that you are part of it, we become enemies automatically. My goal in this revolution is to do as much as I can to protect the civilians, because when you guys are fighting the military, the people that suffer are the civilians. There's nobody that is trying to even think of what these people are going through. So don't say I'm a chameleon. I'm very honest. I say it as it is. How are you going to not be in this web?
Yeah, this is why I told you that it's in the working process.
Okay.
Everything, all the facts, the ups and downs needs to be put in place so that the decisions that the Council of the Sword of Ambazonia are going to come out. I'm not the one making this decision. I'm just the leader. The decisions that the sort of the council members are going to put on, I hope that it will be to prosecute this revolution and not party politics.
Okay. Now, if the people of Southern Cameroon decide that, okay, because a lot of them, they have been calling, I've received a lot of questions. I have a comrade that actually sent me a message. That is Comrade Robert Kufe, if I don't forget, if I'm not forgetting the name. A lot of people have questioned me, asked me questions, but you see, I don't get deep into my conversations with you or anybody that talks with me. But their fear is that, you know, somehow you are leaving the IG which they so adore. If they decide they want to assist you by giving you what you need, just so you don't join the ADF, are you going to take that? If they come out and say, hey, we want to join you, we want to support you and your boys, just for the fact that they have, you see, about the ADF, they've drawn this line of enmity, which is something that I don't know how they can stop, that some people would do everything that they can do at their reach to just put him out of the way. Now, if you have this opportunity, would you take that? Because I understand the problem of your boys is getting the weapons that they need. So if people like, okay, we don't want to mix you up with the IG and this is an opportunity we're going to be supplying you, are you going to take that?
I stand for materials, because without these materials, we cannot protect our wives.
Yes.
We cannot protect our baby. We cannot protect our mother. We cannot protect anybody. I stand for this. And I want to say something here. I want to say something here. Coming to talk about Meme County, because this what you're saying also has to tie with Meme County. Meme County, the people, they've tried, yeah. I remember that should be in February. They contributed their money, though I didn't know anything about it, like the total amount of money that was given to them. But from the outcome I had is that they bought two AK-47 and give one to Yinfu Chai, who is a Meme fighter in Meme, and they gave one to Divine. Yeah, this which is a good thing.
Yes.
But now my problem between this and then talking about like this party politics or that, my main issue here is that we should separate politics from self-defense.
I get it. Mr. Bell, you have not answered my question. My question is very simple. If Southern Cameroonians come to you and say, Mr. Bell, we support the interim government, but we understand your differences and we can now believe you that John Egiawan is a thief, Sako is a thief, they have stolen our money, but we don't want to stop the fighting. We want to support you with what you need, and we don't want you to join the ADF. Are you going to take that support? Because they're giving you what you want, which is the weapons.
Yeah, if they can provide the boys stick and granite corn, I would take that option.
Okay. Now, my next thing now is General Divine. See, one thing that I don't do is go or fall into what a lot of people are saying. There have been so many things about General Divine. So many that I would say today he calls me on his own, you know, and ask me questions, and I give him some advice. And so far, I would authoritatively say that he has listened to some of the things that I told him. Now, he has some atrocities. The thing is, some people come out and they talk, but it's always good to try to understand why the person is doing the things that they are accusing the person of doing. My conversation with Divine was smooth, and I like the communication with him, I can say, because there are things that he acknowledged to me of doing without me giving any pressure. He gave me his reasons why, and he also saw where I was coming from, the fact that what he did was not right. Some of them he has tried to address it. Now, there is one thing that I asked you and it has not been addressed properly. The land of the lawyer Dieudonné in Kumba. The land of the lawyer Dieudonné in Kumba. I know there are other land issues that he resolved. He has given back the land to those people there. Now, if the people in Ground Zero are listening and they understand that Divine or his guys have taken their lands that maybe their families bought years ago, they should reach out to me and I will talk to him. I know personally he has solved some of these problems. But that of Dieudonné, the lawyer, he said he should come and get his land, but he requested for something. To me, that is bribe. The same way John, the AIP, they gave you 2,000, so you should give a wrong judgment. It is at the discretion of civilians to give something if they so wish to the restoration forces, not because of solving a problem, knowing very well that the man has the right to that land. Now, you told me you talked to the guy, and you told that guy to succumb to Divine's demands, and I personally told you that was wrong. Please, I'm requesting that they give this guy's land. Whatever the guy wants to give should come from his heart. See, in a revolution like this, the people should donate from their heart. The 2 acre you just explained, it is the people that donated that acre, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, to talk about the lawyer.
Yes.
He will tell you. He will tell you, and he's still alive. He can testify. Somebody from America connected him to me, and before they connected it to me, Divine has passed an injunction that his farmers should not go to that farm to do any cultivation again. So the other person that the father claims to own the land was already cultivating the farm, according to the report he told me. Okay, I said, what about the document? He said he asked for the document. He didn't go with the document. I said, okay, good. Thank God you didn't go. And thank God because this thing is written to me now. It is not bad. We can fix it. And I'm happy that I'm giving this testimony on video, on live, that he can verify and he'll be able to tell you that what I'm saying is a lie or the truth. So I told him to wait. I contacted Divine and I was finding out this issue. I realized that this person that went and met Divine has made some filthy stuff about money and asked Divine to take this farm and give to him back. That Divine used his influence with a gun. You know, they said, he who holds the gun, call the shots.
Yes.
So, in response, I told Divine that this is wrong. I told him, I said, Divine, I am your mentor. This is wrong. This farm, they bought this farm some 30 years behind. By then, you were still a baby. You cannot talk about the monetary value of the time they bought this farm to be the one of today. And the farm has been cultivated. Do you know how much input has been put in that farm by that man? You're doing the wrong thing. Now, let me tell you what you need to do. Tell these people that are coming to meet you to take their land, their farm, or their whatsoever, that you are not concerned. You are a soldier. And your concern is to liberate Ambazonia and protect the people. So call that man and said he should not bother you anymore. And I'm going to tell the person who have this farm to call you, that you should give him the same order that you gave him not to go to the farm, to tell him to go back to his farm. Then what Divine told me, said, okay, I don't hear you, sir. But he doesn't know to support this struggle. Tell him, say, make it support this struggle, make it buy me even at 1 acre. I don't need the money, make buy me at 1 acre. I tell him, say, why? He said, I tell him, I won't support that again for me. I said, okay, what you have told me, I will pass your message accordingly. But let me tell you, let him do things from his heart. He will be happy. He said, okay, let me tell him. I told him, I told him, and I gave him Divine's number. And by then, I didn't give him the message that Divine said. Then about 3 days again, I got the wrong interpretation. Then I called him. I said, my brother, this person happens to be my in-law. My younger brother gave birth to his younger sisters, who is of blessed memory. So it's a family issue. I told him that. I said, listen, I asked you to call Divine. And if you don't have Divine's number, why didn't you tell me that I don't have Divine's number? I would have given you Divine's number. Okay, I said, now, I'm giving you Divine's number. Call Divine. And listen to what Divine have said. I have told him already to wait for you to do it out of your will. But now Divine have said you should give him an AK. He was the one asking how much is AK. I said actually now that it's wartime, everything is very very expensive. But I think in those days we were buying AK for like 800. Now it's almost close to 900 naira. So I said, but if you want to do any contribution, do it from your heart. Talk to him and send your people back to the farm. These are my words, and he can testify.
Well, Bear, I know General Divine is following up this show right now, and I will also reach out to him. And please, if there is any land issues, your fighters should be fighting the La Republique people that are coming to kill their families.
Sure,
They
I have
should not
told them this time
get
without number.
involved in things that the chiefs are supposed to be doing. That has nothing to do with them. I've told you this, I told Divine, and I know he has solved some of those problems because I've received videos and he's now receiving blessings from his community. Now, and he knows that what I told him was true because he's the love that had gone, the way the people had despised him is no more there. They are now trying to embrace him and his people. That is how it's supposed to be. Power is to the people. The fact that they don't have weapons does not mean that they don't have power. So who are you protecting if the same people that you should be protecting are suffering under your command? So he got that. And that is the reason why he had to do everything to watch this show today. Now, I will ask you for something. I told you something. A lot of people contribute in this revolution without showing their faces. I had a conversation with you a few weeks ago about some people that they have a week coming up. And you asked me if they are contributing. I don't need to reveal to you if those people are contributing. But if this revolution, if Southern Cameroonians could contribute up to the tune of 1 million or more, then it means that there are some people that are silently contributing without the knowledge even of their spouses. I've got to understand that, if not of the fact that they've been duped by the Sako people. So there are certain things that, you know, when it comes to you, treat them in a way, understanding that nobody should come and sing or show a signboard to you that they are contributing. No. Nobody should do that. You know, tell your soldiers to stay off civilians. They should let civilians do their thing. If two civilians have problems, they should direct them to the chief of that community. They should not be soldiers at the same time be lawmakers, you know, or be the judge to pass rules of who is going to leave and who is not going to leave. That being said, I'm going to take questions now from the audience. So stay put as we get the questions to come in. Also, they go out in the street and they start shooting. Please, they should stay in the camp. If they are asking for bullets and granates, as you call it, why should they go and waste it in the street? Last week, they went to the streets and they were shooting. What's all that for? It means they have enough quantity. That's why they waste it. So we'll ask our producer to send off some of the questions that we have online for our viewers, so we should wrap this thing up. Do we have any questions? Yes, our first question is from Al-Afu. He says, you want to take your bad soldiers and hand over to Ayaba to continue the dirty job. Is that your mission?
Yeah, Comrade Afu, that's not my decision and that's not my mission. If Ayaba is involved in dirty job, good and fine for him, he's going to pay for that. But the soldiers asked to join, and this is in the work in progress. I hope in the days ahead you will get the response. Thank you.
All right. Next question. This question is from Sibel Mba. Is that a relation to you, Bell? The question is, Bell, why did it take you so long to reveal all this?
Sister Sibel, you know, even if sometimes they say it's not good to wash your dirty leniencies outside. I was struggling to wash it from inside, hoping that things are going to get better. But it has gotten to a situation that we can't keep on washing it inside, because those people that started with us died just because they don't have granite and stick. So it's time for us to let them know so that we can remedy the situation and know that there are some people that don't want us independent, but they want to enrich themselves. So that's why they want this crisis to keep on going over and over, even for the next 50 years, to enrich themselves. Thank you.
Okay. Before we continue with the next question, I forgot something, Bell. I'm aware that the IG, they've sent you a letter. Can we see that letter on the screen, which is their way of sabotaging, so they can come up and say something? Can you explain about that letter that you received recently? So this is a letter from the IG to Bell. Can we scroll that letter so the people can see? Can you explain to us about this letter?
And I had an outing about last week, Thursday, with Tapang Ivo. And after the outing, the ASC chairman had a meeting with the Council of the Sword of Ambazonian. And the Sword of Ambazonian, that was about 4 days ago. It should be on the 23rd. So the Sword of Ambazonian told the ASC chairman that, how can you guarantee us that if we still reinstate our stand with the ASC, the politics and manipulation and refusing to give the boys granite and stick, this time you're going to correct that. And of which I thought I sent those records to you. The audios are there, and you see the answer was not given. So, and later the chairman wrote to me on the 25th in the evening, and no, on the 26th in the morning, he wrote to me and said, he's expecting a feedback from the council member, from my council, if they still belong to the ASC. I said the people are still having talk and decisions and way forward how they can do so. If you're waiting, you have to give them time, because decisions that have to do with lives doesn't need to make in a hurry. Then on the 26th, that was day before yesterday, late in the evening, after I was coming home, I had this letter. I was like, what? And in the letter, you see, it says that you should not do or touch anything that has to do with the ASC fighter. And I asked myself, have the ASC given any document or fighter to me, or what did I apply to be at the ASC? Even when I was at the ASC, I told them, I had series of time that I gave them a resignation, and they refused. I deleted myself and came out from the ASC. They brought me back, and now you're talking about this. So I just said, well, it's some kind of dirty politics that they want to give a dog a bad name before they kill the dog. But the truth will always prevail.
Okay. So now let me move back to the next question. So in a nutshell, the next thing we're going to hear is they were going to try to sabotage you and call you names, so that the people that really follow them foolishly would see you as a bad person. Now, let me get this. It's from Redemption Son. Can Bell himself go to ground and fight like the head of his group? That's a good question, because I was supposed to ask you a question like that.
Yeah, I'm very happy with your question. Maybe you didn't started this show from the beginning. I'm going to recap it. I told you that if you have the same passion as I do, if you have the same energy as I do, then you will be part of a peaceful solution and not spectators. Thank you.
So does that answer the question? Is this person is saying that you are safe, just like the others. You are safe in your location. Can you go down and fight like the boys that are fighting, that are loyal to you?
Okay, what he needs to know is that fighting for freedom is a voluntary something that you decide to fight for freedom. and telling me if I can go down, I will tell you very, very clear that I will be standing here. I will be standing here. If I was down, General Divine and late General Spirit, Ivor, they will compare their force to give that of me, because I have been hurt.
Yes, you've been hurt, but you just told us on this same show that you are scared to carry a weapon. So it means that if you were there, you hurt, but you will not fight.
That was then when I was doing the preaching. I told them that I cannot hold AK-47. I'm afraid to hold AK-47. But circumstances, there is something that we need to understand, Mr. Cryout. What we need to know is that circumstances will push you to do the undo. I have been pushed to the wall.
So it means
and the only thing I have to do is...
So it means at this point, you will carry an AK to fight?
AK, I will sit in an armored car to fight.
Okay.
To protect the remaining loved ones that I have.
Let's get the next question. Thank you, Mr. Redemption Son. Let's get the next question. From Chris Takang, asks Bear why he talks negative about Meme County when the Meme County is there helping all fighters.
Yeah, Comrade Chris, salute, sir. I don't talk hate about Meme County. And now if you're bringing Meme County to be a topic, I'll recap something with you. And like I said, I have it here. For any day for the normal job that we used to do, I'll bring it out. First, when the Meme County came, you, Chris, you contacted us and said, you people are in Canada, you've contributed, that should be 1,000 or 2,000 Canadian dollars that you want to give to the boys on GZ. And we said, okay, that's good. That money can buy them some country granite. If you want to give the boys on GZ, you let us know. We'll give you General Divine's number so that you can send this money to him. And in the days ahead, you bring in the Meme County stuff. I was the one that even told you, not even your friend Thierry, which is part of the council member. We told you that the reason why we are being skeptical about county by county is because this is going to lead to tribalistic and boys fighting among themselves. We gave you examples like that of Batibo, that I was the one who even officiated the peace unity between the ADF and the ASC fighters in Batibo. We told you this, and you people insist, and then later we accepted the issue to come with Meme County. Now the problem that break away from Meme County is because of what happened in Pete. And I will tell you, Chris, and you know this, even the chairman of Meme County knows, I have it here. Because when we had that call, I had to audio record the call. What happened in Pete, after Divine, they had a fight in Surah, they took the injured soldier and they were going to that locality for treatment. You people also, the camp, let me even brief you. Balangi camp was created by police, Commander Police and the General Divine. They were the one that created this camp, and I was the one that gave the money to buy the bottle that was used for Odeshi. Listen, I want you to listen now carefully. So I gave that money. General Divine and police went there and blessed, baptized this guy, and teach them how to use the bottle for protection. They even tested the bottle in front of them. The guys were afraid, and police went and showed it. They put it on police. It worked, and the guys now they were still afraid. Police has to catch that guy and said, "What you need to remove first is fear. If you have fear, you will die." So after blessing this camp, you people come with your bad intention and buy off this camp not to take instruction from Divine. Now, when Divine met this soldier on the street, and now it will come to one thing that the Cryout said. Cryout said soldiers should not be moving with weapon on the street. That was an order I've give the boys. No soldier should be found walking with a stick on the street, because it's a sign of intimidation. And if you are caught moving on the street with a stick, or should just move one eye popcorn from your stick, you're going to buy one carton popcorn. So that day, Divine met this soldier, and Divine said, "Come here. From which camp are you coming from?" Balangi. "Why are you moving on the street with this?" So you have this kind of stick.
And I've been calling people to come for backup. I went to Banga Bakundu 3 times. You people didn't come for backup. I went to Kumba. You people didn't come for backup. Instead, other camps were passing over people to go for backup. You people didn't come. Okay, give me that stick. Go and tell your commander that I, Divan, have taken this stick. He should come and take the stick. You people, even you got this information, you didn't even have tangible, you didn't even know what happened. You came and you didn't even know the amount of stick that they took. It was 1 stick. So when this guy called me and complained the matter, I asked Divine. Divine told me the story. Okay, I said, Divine, now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask the big man of that camp to come and see you. Divine said, who is the big man? I said, listen, now they don't want to take instruction from you. Forget about it. It is not important. I'm going to meet the big man. Divine said, I am the one who blessed that camp, and I'm the one who went and gave them the first material that they're using. I said, forget about this thing. I know. So I went and met the Tony, which is the chairman of the Makeout. I said, Tony, this is what has happened. And I've told Divine that I'm going to talk with the big man to send somebody to go and meet Divine. They will go and story. They are not going to discuss about the matter. They'll story the issue. That Divine will give him the stick. And I asked Divine to even give some popcorn. Do you know what Tony said? I have it. If you like, I'll play. He said, over my dead body, will the commander for Balangi go to visit Divine. Who is Divine and who is the commander for Balangi? So you are making now not for him not to respect his superior. So I said, okay, if it's over your dead body, then go and get the gun. That was exactly what happened. Okay. So now we fall apart this issue. Listen to what happened now. I don't know. They called one of my uncle, and my uncle discussed with Divine. Divine said, until I gave an instruction, then he will listen. My uncle called me. I said, okay, Divine, give them the gun. They sent the guy. They didn't get back to me that we have sent somebody to go and get the gun. This guy went there to get the gun. Do you know what? He went and met Divine, not the commander, but the same soldier. He went and met Divine and said, the same man, I can't take that gun. Divine said, go and tell the person that says you should come and take the gun. The person should come and take the gun from me. So Divine called me and gave the same expression that the person said. And Divine was very, very dissatisfied with that attitude. Then Tony get back to me and said, you said we should send somebody. I said, I was even surprised. I didn't even know. I said, you send somebody. He said, yes. I started questioning him. I said, what did the person say? He gave that way. I said, but you've done the wrong thing. Why would you do this? Then what I told Tony is that you should send that guy. They should go and discuss. They are not going there for anything. After that, we bought granite again and gave to that very Balangi camp. Divine said, he's not going to go. I said, no, give. Those boys are not taking that granite to come and fight Amber boys. They are taking it to protect themselves from Ekelebe that will come and burn that village. When I told them, I told Bafestus. You know what Bafestus told me? He said, it is my responsibility, it is my job to provide them granite. Now tell me, how have I refused to work with Memekant when people are coming to impose and you don't want to take simple collaboration methods?
All right. I don't want us to take the same question from Mr. Afu because I think he already asked one question. Let's give the opportunity to somebody else. We'll not take the question from this person. He already asked the question. So let's take it to somebody else that has not asked the question. Can we get another question? All right, well, before my producer puts up the next question, let's just take his question then. Okay, good, it's there. Edmond Alrose, hello, in your own words, what happens to General Ivo, who was murdered by LRC? Well, Mr. Edmond, let me take that question on behalf of Ivo. We've done in-depth investigations, and at our own time, we are going to reveal what actually happened during that period, the last months of when Ivo was alive. We also want to plead with our audience that I happen to be a busy person. That's why I'm not out here every other week or, putting up something. We have these things done, but, at our own time, when we have the time, we'll put it out there for the people to understand. And some of the conversations you will get from General Ivo himself, because we used to have some very good conversations and good relationship. Now, The next question is from Maureen Enongene. Why do your boys attack schools? Maureen Enongene says, why do your boys attack schools?
If you said, why did my boys attack schools? I will tell you that my boys have never attacked schools because according to the instruction I gave them, there are 3 places that they should never find themselves there. And if they are really talking about self-defense, first, one of the places is what you just said, schools. They don't go to schools, neither to set a barrack in school or to attack school. 2, they don't go to church to either do anything there or to pass there with their weapon. And 3, they don't go to hospitals. These 3 places are very, very primordial. Thank you. Maybe some other person did that. You can go on with your research and come up. It is not the sword of Ambazonia.
Okay, Ms. Maureen, you heard Mr. Bell gave those 3 places where his boys are not supposed to go and attack. And upon those places, well, let's move to the next question. From Destiny New Country, what will take you to work together? What will take you to work together? Well, Destiny, you did not explain work together with who. So I think the question is vague. Let's go to the next one. Don Coley, what is your way forward with the struggles? Oh, that's Coley himself. Yes, answer this question. Answer this question. What is your way forward with the struggles?
The way forward with the struggle is that let all Ambazonians believe in the struggle and not in party politics. Don't be into like I am A, I am B, I am this. Believe in the struggle. Focus in the struggle. That is the only way you can get exactly what you want.
Okay, let's have the last question, and then, you know, I will say something to you, Bear. Can we have the last question? Eno Rema, what is the most painful that the ASC has done that hurts you so much that you have decided to abandon it? Can the issue be fixed?
The ASC has not hurt me in any way, sir, because the ASC, their hands are also tied like this. They don't have, they have the office, but they don't have the power. You know, you cannot give somebody a goat and you're holding the rope. Actually, the ASC would have been the best institution to prosecute this war. I want to say it very, very clear because the technical know-how is there, the ideology is there, but now the ASC is being controlled by politicians. So we cannot mix politics and this. But if the ASC will be cut off from politicians, I will tell every other person that you should believe and trust in the ASC.
Now, Mr. Bell, let us use this like a means of, I'll ask you a few questions. So in your own words, from what I've gathered, talking to you for the past how many months that you've been talking to me, now, do you mean that you will give a vote of no confidence to the interim government?
Definitely. If I said I will give even 0.1 vote to the leadership of the interim government, then I'm lying. What I want, I love the structure, but the people piloting this structure are gangs of thieves.
Okay.
So
now, go ahead.
Yeah, if the Ambazonian community, made up of all the other political organizations, can come together and remove the best of leadership, which is a cancer, and leave the head, which is the President Siseko, in the prison, then the IG will be the best. But for now, it's a swamp. Because you will not tell me that, according to when I was at the ASC, the statistics that we had from approximate $8,000, I mean $800,000 that was collected. If this ASC can give $200,000 in defense, as they said, I don't know how they gave it. If they can give just 200 in defense, then these people, they don't mean anything, man.
All right. So you believe in the structure, but the people that are managing this structure are thieves.
Sure.
So how about this? This is just, something that just came into my mind. Like, so what you're saying is, if they have a structure, which makes sense, where they keep their leader in jail, Seseko Ayoktabe, and they just have council that will manage the affairs, you think that will work?
Of course, it's going to be the best.
Well, let me tell you this. This revolution will not work because of what we call bad belly. We have old men. How old are you, Mr. Bell?
I'm 32.
Good. You're a young man. We have old men. I think this revolution should be led by young people that, first of all, they are afraid of their own lives, that they can spend time in jail, for crimes. Because when you bring in old men like Bo Hebe that have stolen more than $100,000 in this revolution, you bring in Akwanga that has not just stolen money here in the US, he continues to steal money from people that his guys kidnap. You bring in people like Ayabacho, you bring in people like Evis Kometa, these people that they don't have nothing they are doing. All they are doing is how they will harvest money from the people. And the people just fall for their scam. What I'm telling the people is, please do not attend the conference in Maryland. They are just repackaging what they have been doing. It means that it's not working. So they come to you people that, oh, this is unity, and they repackage it. So you people will come and give them money and for them to do what they have been doing, and they're giving you guys stories. Now, if you young men can come up that are afraid, that are willing to allow people to investigate them and are afraid of jail time, I think it will make more sense. Young men like Mr. Bell, it will make more sense because, one, your life is at stake. You still have a life to live. All these old men, they have lived their lives. People like Anyangwe, they have not done anything for the people. They cannot go down there and fight. All they are doing is playing politics, and children are dying every blessed day. Now, if soldiers die, they've decided that that is what they want to do to fight. My problem is the civilians that are going through this. When an elephant and a hippopotamus fight, is the grass that suffers. Now, my problem is the civilians. To those that come out and say they should gari or cut people's hands, I'm sending a message. They cut hands in Tico, that is where I come from. And I'm not taking that lightly. I'm investigating that to the core. Whoever is responsible will pay for it. And I'm not joking. These are people that are suffering. Some of them, they work, labor work to earn 20,000 francs CFA to take care of 5 or 6 children. You can lay them as sending a message. But when you cut the hand of a man with a wife at home with children, you've just messed up that man's life. And people sit here. Eric Tato has done this so many times. And I think enough is enough. Enough is enough of this cutting of hands. I wonder if or how he will behave if somebody cuts his own hands. Because it's very possible here in America, they don't know. We live in a country where it's very possible for these things to happen. They should be very careful with the message that they come out and they send out there, that they should cut people's hands. Now, this is my message to you, Mr. Bell. I know at one time you invited me and I listened to some of the things that you had with your guys that were saying. And I said it to you guys there, and I will say it again. If you're just going to fight the war with your soldiers and fighting soldiers, yes. But if you're going to be seizing land, ransom, my brother, this same me that I'm with you on this platform, you will see the different face of me. Please, continue to educate your soldiers. Why I'm saying this is, I will continue, every time we discuss, I always tell you this. So tomorrow you don't say, oh, this man did not tell me. Please just continue to do what you're doing. I'm satisfied with so far what Divine has been doing to repair some of the damages from him and his soldiers. I also have a complaint, Ekeku. I know Ekeku is close to Divine because Ekeku, Divine had even told me on a message that I recorded that Ekeku kept him when he was shot. So he has that soft spot for Ekeku. There is a guy, William, who lives in America. Hold on. There is a guy, William, who lives in America, who lost his father and went to Cameroon. The mother's car, a RAV cat, was seized by Ekeku. This guy is from that area, and from every indication, he has been supporting. Now, you have even people that they claim they are in this revolution, they are doing stuff, and you people, they still hold their relatives. I want you to reach out to Ekeku through Divine. They should release that guy's car. This is something that it's uncalled for. When you seize an old woman's car and you are using the car, that's theft. That's theft. I don't know if I discussed this with you. I did not want you to turn me around. That's why I'm bringing it live. So I'm expecting that this should be taken care of and that woman's car should be given to him. This guy went to Cameroon, went to that camp, talked to this guy. He said he was going to, and then he asked for money. This guy even opted to give 300,000 and he was asking for millions. How much is RAV cat? It is wrong. When this is done and you people don't see people helping, it's because there's no reason for them to help. When tomorrow their family members are going to be held and they're going to be they'll be requesting ransom. So this is a homework that I'm giving to you, and I'll be very happy if you resolve this problem of the guy William whose car was taken from the mom by Ekeku. Divine can reach out to Ekeku. The network of Ekeku is troubling that I found it very difficult to reach out to him. But I want this. I know Divine is listening to me right now, and I want him to take upon himself to get that car back to that woman. That's the only way you people are going to get support from the people. That being said, I'm also requesting this from today till the next 2 weeks. I have activities in Kumba that are of concern to me. People that I told you earlier, they've lost relations and stuff like that. They are going to bury their relations. I want that funeral, those funerals, please let it be peaceful. Bell, thank you for your appearance on this platform. Due to time constraints, you may have to come back because there is clearly more to be talked about. Our doors remain open to you, just like to any other voice that needs to be heard. Let me conclude by once again calling out all the bandits of the revolution, those who continue to fatten their pockets and bank accounts. You have caused enough innocent deaths, and their blood will not go in vain. Rest assured that lies and peddling of illusions will not save you. Shame on you all. Thank you all for listening. And once again, thank you, Bell. We'll talk. And I know you've really listened to some of my advice. I see them, I call, and I've just tabled to you some more. I want to see a situation where the people of Meme or that area, they are not complaining. And if you guys want to fight, you people should fight the military, but not the civilians. I have a problem when civilians are hurt. I feel it, I think I take it very personal. That's the reason why I'm saying it open. I've been investigating the hand cuttings in Tiko. You will not let anybody to come to your home. Tiko Mutengene is safe because I personally talk to soldiers to be very careful with what they do down there. The commander in Mutengene, he knows. I'm sure he's listening to me right now. And you know he talks to me. And that is why places like Mutengene, they are safe. But for somebody to send people to go and cut hands in Tiko, it means that you've cut the hands of my family relatives. I'm from that town and I'm not taking it lightly. I don't care if those people are related to me. If you live in Tiko, that is my town and I will protect that town. So if you had sent people to Tiko, it means that you've opened a war with me. It's clean and clear. Thank you very much, Bear, and we'll talk later.